about our different beach styles. I like a busy beach. Like I like the vibe of that. You guys are more like
I want my space.
I like a little space too. I don't want to have to like push people out of the way to get to the water.
Sure.
But I'm more of a lake girl anyway.
You are. That's true. That's true.
For the lake.
Well, I just like thinking about it. Just thinking about going to the beach.
Well, and today is a day where I think we're all saying like, boy, that looks really nice.
Go to any beach today. Yeah.
Someone fire up one of those UV lamps that we have in the newsroom, and we can talk about it more.
Feel that on
the one Guttner uses there on his face. 46 in Wiscasset today. Hey, that was warm, right? But as Brian mentioned earlier in the show, it didn't really come across that way because it was mild, but it's been rainy and cloudy all day. And we'll see that again this first half of tomorrow where temperatures are up there, 50 maybe, but it won't necessarily be all that pleasant. We've changed to rain everywhere except for just northern Aroostook County hanging on to some snow. Caribou at 34 degrees. That front, though, you can see is progressing northward. It'll be up into Canada relatively shortly. So warm fronts here coming through, cold front coming through tonight, and you can see there's more yellows and oranges and reds there. That's the heavier rain that will come through this evening, and some gusty winds will accompany that as well. So our hour-by-hour forecast shows the warm front rain lifting north tonight. There may be a break in there where it's not raining, especially over central and southern Maine. And then here comes the heavier rain with the cold front, 10 to midnight or so over southern and western Maine, midnight to about 2 a.m. into the mid-coast and central Maine, and then 2 a.m. to 6 or 7, it'll stall a little bit here over down east Maine. So down east and northern Maine, and even Bangor perhaps, will wake up to some rain tomorrow. The rest of us, largely cloudy, some off and on showers tomorrow. There's not a lot of heavy rain tomorrow, but it will be unsettled. It'll be largely cloudy. If we pop any sun, it's going to feel really nice. I just don't think there's a ton of that to be had tomorrow. And then a little wrinkle to this system. Originally, the models had just pushed this thing out of here, but now on Thursday night, they build a little bit of precipitation back in over down east Maine, and eventually the cold air catches up with it and changes over to snow. I'm generally pretty skeptical of back-end snow, so snow that happens after a storm has departed. Northwest winds are usually not that good for snow, and a lot of times there's rain, water on the ground, so it's hard to accumulate it. But still, there may be some lightly accumulating snow, especially across northern Maine and down east Maine there Thursday night into early Friday. Then we all cool down on Friday with a couple snow showers. The models think there's 3 or 4 inches up here. I'd say there's probably less than that, but the point being that we could see just a little kind of backlash snow there and into the mountains on Friday and into Friday evening as well in the higher terrain. Overall, though, not a whole lot going on into the weekend. Temperatures stay just about freezing or so, a little bit cloudy on Saturday, a little bit more sun on Sunday, and no major storms next week. It's all about a front in the middle of the week, and that's going to determine if we're going to be truly mild mid next week. I mean, some models to just legitimately have 60, but usually Maine doesn't get in on that this time of the year. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see where that front ends up. That'll determine if we're sad at 40 or partying at 60. I'm not sure. I would say probably sad. That's usually how it goes this time of the year. In the meantime, spring forward, so our sunsets next week are in the 6:30 range, which is
nice jump there.
Especially, I feel like it's an exciting milestone. That's just about when we leave here, and a lot of people are driving home. It's a good time.
A little daylight left.
Yes.
It helps. Thank you, Keith.